big apple orchards, not so people can enjoy some apples, but so they can enjoy apple cider. And not apple cider, but apple cider. The hard stuff. He was making the hard stuff. And the reason the settlers wanted this was twofold. First of all, the water that you would find in the wild wasn't purified. It was wrought with bacteria. But if there was a little bit of alcohol to kill the bacteria, this was something that you consumed to actually rehydrate. It was safe. But the side benefit kind of helped too, because if the climate is horrible, the animals want to kill you, and the indigenous population wants to do the same, you want a little break from this. So you take a little sip and chill out for a little bit. Now you probably know him as John Chapman. You probably know him by his nickname, which was Johnny Appleseed. Johnny Appleseed. Johnny Appleseed became one of the most famed people of the time, and his name carries on today through fables and through lessons we learned in school about what he did. And what he did was he caught the momentum of a market. And I believe it's an opportunity every single one of us has here. We have something unique, I think that's undeniable. But we now need to put ourselves in the position where the community will benefit from. John Chapman didn't go behind the settlers and push them along. He went in front of them and put safe landing spots in front of them. So how do you do the same? You've heard other members talk about it. Cindy mentioned it when she came up here. Other people have come up and shared their stories. And I hear it consistently over and over again. It's pick a community. Pick a niche. The riches are in the niches. And I know if you're not in a niche, how fearful that sounds. I've had calls with many of you, one-on-one, talking about niches. And the feedback I get is, Mike, if I put them into a niche, a community, well, what if it goes away? Or if I pick a niche, do I have to fire all my clients? I can't afford to do that. No, we're not talking about an exclusive focus on the community. We're talking about specialization in the community. We must define the community and start to serve them and see how they respond. I wrote a book on it, Surge, and what I found is that surfers actually know this methodology very well. You spot out, you look for movements in a wave, and you paddle in front of it and see if the wave catches you. What we need to do is pick a community to target. And what I ask you to do is speak with other mastery members here. Mastery members all have the elective to go through a training in this process. Core members actually have it available too. Mastery members I work with personally doing this. So if you're interested in considering a niche and exploring what it's about, talk with a master member. See how they've done it. I encourage you to do the same because you can get in front of this community and move forward. My final thought about it is change that we see going on in our environment now. Some people just come to me and say, Mike, what's the next big trend? I'll just get in front of the next big trend. Is it the autonomous vehicle? I mean, like, the automatic cars that drive themselves. Is that the trend? And what I found is, the answer is I don't know. I don't know. It's too hard to predict what the future is going to be like. Are autonomous cars going to take off? Maybe. But there's things that are taking off, for example, in the car industry right now, which is the electric car. There's no question Tesla is doing very well there, and all the other manufacturers are coming in. The opportunity is the one that's imminent. Electric cars are happening now. If that's of interest to you, perhaps there's an opportunity there because there's already a movement. I think it's a mistake to say, oh, the autonomous car is where I want to be, because that hasn't played out yet. When it comes to selecting a niche, when it comes to catching a movement in the community, simply ask what's happening now. And here's the final tip. You can do this on Google. Once you pick a niche community, and I understand it's a guesstimation, you have to kind of pick something, but once you pick a community that you want to go after or at least investigate, type in Google, what's the biggest change in fill the blank right now? What's the biggest change in Amazon sellers right now? What's the biggest change going on with the transportation market right now? What's the biggest change? This is exactly what Ryan and I did once we met. We said, what's the biggest change going on in accounting right now? And they said, it's the rise of artificial intelligence. And that we said, okay, that's the solution. That is our launch point. That's Pittsburgh for us. You can find the exact same thing, and I think Google may have the answer for you. I also know you're faced with tons of stuff right now. Like the folks on this, like tons of clients. I'm distracted and pulled everywhere. We need to get undistracted. And that's our next keynote speaker. I am extraordinarily happy that he's come on board to speak with us today.